So we are back with another video, a new topic. I've really been liking recording these videos where it's more like me just speaking to the camera. It's okay me doing it on the screen, as I've said in the past, but it doesn't feel as, for me as a viewer, I would rather someone just speak to me rather than do it through the charts and stuff like that. So today is going to be a topic that might be a bit controversial. For most people, it shouldn't be because it makes sense. But it's surrounding a job, trading, business, etc., etc. I've done this firsthand, so I want to pass it on as a just the correct way to do things, in my opinion, as someone who is risk averse in life, in my trading, in everything. Okay, so I'm always thinking 3 steps ahead with everything I do in life. I'm not just making decisions like that. Everything I do is for a reason. And this is what I want to talk about when it comes to trading and some of you who trade a job. Now, I know for a lot of people at the minute, the money won't be there to have your own account. You might not even be able to afford a funded account. So for you, you might have, £500, $500 sat in a trading account. You trade in that, and even a 10% month, which is exceptional in the trading world. Don't let anybody tell you that 10% a month is a realistic target, because it's not. People who say that probably haven't been around long or are just trying to get you to buy something. So when it comes to that, keep that in mind. You need money to make money in trading, whether it's your personal account, whether it's a funded account, whatever that may be. Your balance needs to be there to subsidize all your earnings. Let's just say for me, so from my personal example, when I first started trading, I obviously had a full time job. And the way I was trading was similar to how I do it now ish. And it was all about pending orders, limit orders in the market. So I could, at the end of my working day, analyze the charts on the 4 hour time frame, analyze my areas, set my buys and sells for the next day. And then while I was at work the next day, I could check my phone. Some trades had obviously triggered, some hadn't, etc. Rinse and repeat. Now, that's the best way to do it, in my opinion, if you have a full time job. When it comes to price action traders, whether it be, I don't know, ICT, support and resistance, whatever people do, if you have a full time job, maybe you have a job where you drive all day, you can't be on screen. Maybe you have a job where you're in an office, but it's very strict and you have to be glued to the screen. Can't do your price action. So your trading strategy needs to be based around your trading life. People who trade the price action, in my opinion, a lot of people who do the price action and the liquidity and things like that at the moment, and this might be controversial, are people that are coming out of college. So they are yet to have a full time job. They are basically just coming out of their studies and going into, the real world. So when it comes to price action, just keep in mind, if you are somebody now who is learning how to trade, if you then go get a full time job, are you still going to be able to trade? If you live in the UK, London session to New York session, well, that's your day done. That's your working day. You can't trade Asia session. There's no volume. So there's all these things you need to take into consideration. This is now what I want to go on to what happened next with me. So I went from full-time employment to part-time employment. Part-time employment basically allowed me to earn enough part-time to cover my expenses. Okay? So I was earning about £1,200 a month from my part-time job, and that basically covered everything you need as a person at a young age who doesn't have a mortgage to pay, etc., etc. So that 1,200 covered me. I was all good. And then that allowed me to do the part-time hours at the job, and then the rest of the time I wasn't at work, the other 3 days, I could still trade. And that was basically what it come down to. So if you are someone who is in a position where, I don't know, maybe you still live with your parents, you live for free, anything like that, you don't pay a substantial amount towards your living scenario, what I would advise doing, in my personal opinion, is get a part-time job, and then that will cover your expenses. And then the rest of the time, you don't need to worry about money, and you can obviously go ahead and do what you're doing. If you are someone who has all these expenses, unfortunately, you do go into a category where you need the fixed income each month. So getting out of full time employment is going to be harder So if you've got kids, a mortgage, it's going to be harder for you to get out of that full-time cycle because there's things that you have to pay for every month. If you have a lot of high expenses every single month and you can't avoid them, going part-time to focus on trading, it's a very risky decision. Yes, it might play out, it might work, great, but I'm very risk averse. So for me, I would focus on trading a strategy that allows you to not be glued to the screen and then go from there. If you are someone who doesn't have a lot of expenses, part-time job, cover your expenses, rest of the time you can trade, learn, etc. And then build up that pot, do the prop firm challenges, and then when you get past, you're good to go if you're consistently profitable. If you are someone like myself at the minute, I'm quite fortunate where now I just trade. I do have obviously my online coaching and stuff like that with the gym, etc., where I do plans and body transformations. I do have that as well, so that's another set of income alongside my trading. So that definitely helps. But I'm not in a position where I need to make X amount of money to, cover things. I'm good. So I just want to say when it comes to, your trading, your job, there's nothing wrong with having a full-time job and trying to trade. That is most people. Just make sure that the strategy that you are trading, the person you are trading off, sees that. There's no point you trading the 5 minute scalping liquidity engulfing candle if you can't be at the charts to enter that position. My trading strategy basically just uses limit orders. I analyze the chart in the morning or in the evening, and then that's my day done. It then allows me to go do other things. I can go out, I can take care of people in my family, etc. So when it comes to stuff like that, just keep it in mind. A lot of people forget this. They think, yep, I'm going to learn this 1 minute strategy and I'm going to be good. Well, you're at work, you're unable to trade. When are you going to do it? Okay, so just please keep it in mind. I'm hoping from my experience passing on to you now that this is going to help you. So just to summarize, if you've got a full-time job, you need a strategy that facilitates that full-time job, aka limit orders, pending orders, like something what I do. If you are someone with minimal expenses, get a part-time job that will cover your expenses. You can't go partying every weekend, but if you're really serious about this, that's not going to be on the agenda. And then if you are comfortable and you've already got money behind you, you don't need either. And obviously just focus on your trading as is. So again, I'm enjoying these videos that I'm making at the minute. I'm hopeful that you guys are taking something from them. And then, yeah, I'll upload these Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, 3 videos a week. So if you do want to stay around for them, please subscribe. Any comments on what you want to see, drop them below. And I will see you in the next video.